Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. This time we are looking at the Clue card game. This is from Hasbro Gaming, ages 8 and up, 3 to 4 players. Inside we're going to see 84 cards and game rules. Pretty straightforward. It's from 2018, so it's still pretty new. I didn't even know this existed until I stumbled across it at a store. So let's see what we've got here. It's just held together with some tape on the edges. Alright, not much to the box. The instructions... Wow, these are really thin. That's some really cheap paper. So it's pretty straightforward looking. Yeah, there's 1 crime card, 12 evidence cards, 4 sets of case file cards, 2 reminder cards, and 6 character profiles. Extra cards for advanced game are marked with a plus symbol, 3 evidence cards, and 12 case file cards. So it should play like regular Clue. So let's take a look at these. We'll start with this deck. I don't think it matters. I can figure out how to get this open. These seem a little smaller than regular playing cards. So be aware of that if you're planning on putting these in protective sleeves. Alright, the reminder card. Okay, and our second card is another reminder card, so we get 2 reminder cards. Then we have one that just says the crime on the back. It says the same thing on the other side. Then we're back to the regular back cards. And here we have Mrs. Peacock. She's a socialite with 3 husbands who died mysteriously. Ooh. Not at all like the Mrs. Peacock of the board game. Colonel Mustard. Mr. Green. Dr. Orchid. That means there's not going to be a Miss White. Miss Scarlet. Professor Plum. Evidence, Mrs. Peacock. Evidence, Colonel Mustard. Evidence, Mr. Green. Evidence, Dr. Orchid. Evidence, Miss Scarlet. Evidence, Professor Plum. Then we have another Miss Peacock with a different piece on it. And note the fingerprint there. This one has a camera. So we've got different Mrs. Peacock. Then we've got one with a magnifying glass. One with a hat. And there's Colonel Mustard. And then Mr. Green. Dr. Orchid. Miss Scarlet. Professor Plum. Then we have Evidence Rope, Evidence Revolver, and Evidence Knife. And that's it for that stack. So let's dig into our other stack and see what we've got here. First up we have Evidence Candlestick. Evidence rope, fingerprint, little gun sights on it. Then we have a rope with the camera. Rope with a magnifying glass, and rope with the hat. Same thing for the revolver. Then the knife. Candlestick. Then we have evidence living room, evidence study, evidence dining room, evidence billiard room, evidence kitchen. Then we have the living room with the thumbprint, living room with the camera, living room with the magnifying glass, living room with the hat. Then we have the study. Then we have the dining room. Then we have the billiard room. Then the kitchen. And that is all the cards. Okay, so we've seen all the cards. Card quality is pretty good. They're okay. They're not spectacular. They're not terrible. They're just kind of mid-range cards. The art is pretty solid on them. I'm not disappointed with that at all. It's very simplistic on some of them. That's about the worst I could say. Like the weapons just look very generic. But otherwise, it's a solid game. It looks a lot like the board game, but very stripped down. A lot less rooms, that sort of thing. For the $5 I paid for it, I'd say it's worth it. If you're paying more than $5, I'd be a little hesitant, especially if it was like $7 or $8. That's probably overpriced. The cards won't hold up very well from shuffling or heavy use, but since it's aimed at ages 8 and up, that's probably a bad idea to not have them sleeved, but they're a weird size. But anyway, at $5, it's not bad. There's no time limit on here suggested, but I don't think it would take more than like 20 or 30 minutes to play this. I'd be shocked if it went that long. It's probably a 15-minute game. Seems okay for $5 though. If you're paying more than that, I'd rather just get the board game for $10 or $12, and you'll get a lot more use out of that, I think, because that'll hold up better than these cards will. So I would rather just play the board game, but it's an okay game. This is something you can travel with you if you're going somewhere and play in like a hotel or something like that. But it's gonna only appeal to a smaller audience than the board game, I think. So a cool collectible if you're really into Clue, but probably not going to be something that gets played a whole lot. But that's just my take on it. I think it's not bad for about $5. That's just my opinion, though. We've seen what's in the box. You heard my thoughts on it. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss future unboxings and reviews. If you want to help the channel in other ways, links are in the description and on the About page. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.